there, my name is Beck and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So John Boyega, I have a lot of respect for, a lot of time for. John Boyega was, of course, what was it? Finn from Star. How forgettable was that? He was maybe one of the main three characters, and I couldn't remember his freaking name. Finn from Star Wars. Force Awakens, Last Jedi. Well, he was Finn in Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. Seems to be a pretty much different character, which he doesn't seem to be too happy at. Also, he was very, very good in Attack the Block, which is the first thing I saw him in. So yeah, listen, I like him a lot. He gave one of the best speeches in the English Black Lives Matter demonstrations, protests. I mean, really, so I have a lot of respect for him. And I listen, if you know my channel, you know I'm not entirely on board with Black Lives Matter, even though, of course, like every sane person in the world, nobody wants to see anybody murdered by the police. No one likes that. No one's happy about that, because if it can happen to one guy, it can happen to you. Okay, that's really the bottom line. Yeah, even if you don't have a problem with the basic morality of it, the practicalities of it are not so good. So anyway, we're going to be talking about John Boyega, who's been talking about his time in Star Wars, and he seems to be, like me, somewhat disappointed with how his character turned out. I think, again, it just sounds like he's a normal Star Wars fan to me. So we're going to be talking about that. Before we get into it, though, can I ask you guys, can you hit that subscribe button? That will be fan-dabby-double-dozy. Thank you very much. I am ridiculously grateful for everybody who's subscribed. By the way, I got to thank Ben Permut, who sent me the link to this. This article's on /film, but it's been all over YouTube now. It's been all like, I always get, you always come to me at the last for news stories. So yeah, thank you very much. Ben subscribe. So thank you everybody for subscribing. By the way, you don't have to pay to subscribe. Just click the subscribe button. That's all it is. Like, share, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, you get to do something just fantastic, just wonderful. I would say reasonably unique. I mean, firstly, you get to elite a rabbi. So, I don't know where you are on Jews and theology, but hopefully you're friendly. So if you're friendly, can you click the subscribe button? Also, you get to enter my weekly competitions. And my weekly competitions are fan-freaking-tastic. Now, a little disclaimer about my two disclaimers. One, I'm slow in mailing stuff out. I finally mailed stuff out from, like, before COVID. It was embarrassing, It's like I finally mailed stuff out. And secondly, the prizes are universally crap I have laying around. So it's like, let's say I have a Blu-ray of something, buy a Blu-ray of a Doctor Who story. Then I don't need the DVD anymore, and that's where the prize comes from. So this week is a Doctor Who DVD, The Talons of Weng, Chiang, which is absolutely superb. A really, really wonderful story. All you need to do to win it, is subscribe to the channel, and in the comments leave the hashtag Mr. Sin, which, funnily enough, would be my name if I was a gigolo. So there you go, a little bit of synergy there, joining things together. Fine, let's get into the story. The story with John Boyega. So you click over, do this, doink, and it's on /film. /film is a site I don't really go to that often, but I'm kind of intrigued. Let's see what they have to say. John Boyega gets brutally honest about his Star Wars franchise experience. And again, so disappointing. I'm one of the people who like The Force Awakens. I was like, when The Force Awakens ended, I was like, wait, what? That just seemed like the beginning. I want to see more. I was really excited for it to continue. I liked his arc. I wanted to know what his story was, why he awoke. I think it seemed to me The Force Awakening was him when he experienced death for the first time, or he experienced blood and stuff. But then even started in this movie, like, for comic relief, they started to, like, devalue the character. But there's that bit in in Force Awakens where he picks up the lightsaber, and that look at it, it's fantastic, and you can see, this look, the sheer joy and pride in his face, and I was there with him. I was there with him. Listen, I'm not one for a artificial representation. I think that's tokenism. But look, I couldn't help but feel like like happy for it. It's called empathy. It's what the ESJWs just don't understand. I couldn't help but feel happy for him when he did pick up that lightsaber. Could you see? I saw him being interviewed on, was it Jonathan Ross's site, when he picks up the lightsaber, he does that same face, and I think it was genuine. I think it was absolutely genuine, and I think he was somewhat heartbroken by how they took this really great character and they deballed him very, very quickly. I mean, again, they certainly subverted expectations for him in The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, the last Star Wars movie. The movie that kills Star Wars. Fine, let's find out enough of what I have to say. I'm more interested in what Mr. Boyega has to say. John Boyega became a huge Star Wars fan thanks to his casting as one of the main characters in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I get the feeling he was a bit of a fan beforehand, quite frankly. Almost any actor would kill for such a high caliber roles of his career. I'm telling you, he really deserved it. He really. If you haven't seen Attack the Block, freaking awesome. He is freaking awesome, man. That's a great movie. Strangely enough, you know who else is in that? Who isn't bad at all? Jodie Whittaker. Jodie Whittaker's not bad. But yeah, this is a bit of an aside. I think this is playing into Jodie Whittaker's strengths, that she was able to play like a normal woman. Normal woman in her early 30s or whatever. Yeah, that seems to be in her acting range. Doctor Who, maybe not so much. Fine. Almost anybody in high category, and Boyega was undoubtedly excited about having the biggest role given to a black actor. Well, I think they probably they probably said, look, he has to be black. They probably but it wasn't just I don't think this was a colorblind role. I think he was always intended to be black, because it's become very apparent since The Force Awakens came out that those things that we haven't really thought about since the early 80s, skin color, gender, sexual orientation, those things that really didn't matter, suddenly started to matter around, 2015. So I think that's probably what went down. But a prominent role given to a black actor in Star Wars, a lot of charisma. But, listen, I heard him speak at the Black Lives Matter rally in London, and he was fantastic, and I'm like, again, you're devoid of empathy. You are completely devoid of any empathy if you can't feel joy for him. At the realization that society has moved to such an extent that a man, that a black man can lead a major a major action adventure cinematic franchise. Although he didn't end up leading it. Yeah, again, they deballed him. Pretty much. I mean, honestly, as soon as he showed up in the Bacta suit, oh god, it was just everything is so freaking awful. Honestly, I wish he could have refused to do it, because he clearly wasn't happy about it. So you were undoubtedly excited about having the biggest role given to a black actor in the Star Wars saga, until he wasn't. Yes, I understand. In a recent interview, now that all the fluffy publicity of Star Wars is behind him, and he is done with Star Wars, Boyega got brutally honest about his overall experience in the galaxy far, far away. And it's clear that he felt this is actually written quite well. I'm used to reading articles out of Screen Rant, which is like, that's how they write them. This is actually, the guy can turn a phrase. Who wrote this? I want to give him credit. Posted by Ethan Anderton, Mr. Anderton. And it's clear he feels quite frustrated with the direction, or lack thereof, that Finn was given in the new Star Wars trilogy. 100%. 100%. It was this one. It was a great setup. And then, really? It was honestly, maybe they should have kept Lawrence Kasdan around to write episodes 8 and 9 as well. It seems to me that J.J. Abrams is a pretty decent director, a pretty decent mainstream action movie director if he has a good script to work with. And he's not the best script writer. He's not, because he's not very smart. He's not very smart, is he? He's a bit of a dummy. But if he's got a good script writer, I mean, I like Force Awakens. I like Mission Impossible 3. I like a lot of his stuff. It rattles along nicely. I mean, obviously, The Rise of Skywalker was a disaster. You know, this is a bit of an aside again, but you know, there was all this thing about remake Episode 8. You know, Last Jedi after it came out. And in hindsight, I bet they wish they did that. In hindsight, I bet rather than making these there's two movies crammed into one, I think they should have just said, look, we're going to do an alternate take on Episode 8 and release them back to back. You know, release one in like the summer and the other one in the winter. There's like a 3-month. I think they would have done better. I think they would have saved Star Wars. I think they would have resurrected the franchise. But of course, Kathleen Kennedy wasn't interested in that. She was interested in diminishing any men. So yeah. It's interesting, like black characters in mainstream media, in entertainment in general, basically have a very few number of roles that they could fill. They could either be, you know, noble people suffering nobly through oppression. They can either do that, or they can be like soulful saints. You know, they can be like. So it was really nice to see Boyega actually play just a person. Yeah, like but I hated the way they like deballed him really quickly. Like he made him the janitor and like, whatever. So Boyega didn't hesitate to air his grievances with GQ. And he started off by saying, okay, this is a good introduction. Obviously, at the time, I was genuinely happy to be part of it. But my dad always tells me one thing. Don't overpay with respect. Oh, your dad's a smart man. And you know how I can tell your dad's a smart man? Because you're a smart man, Mr. Boyega. You really are. You can't pay respect, but sometimes you'll be overpaying and selling yourself short, which is exactly what happened. Now the actor feels like he's paid his respects to Disney and Star Wars. He's putting a more honest opinion out there. I mean, honestly, really, who are they kidding, right? Who is Disney kidding? It was a disaster. We all know it's a disaster. Funny, you know, I had somebody comment once on my video, I think in a tweet, because I hashtag everything Phantom Menace, right? And it's like, is that the same Phantom Menace that said that Captain Marvel was going to bomb and Star Wars was going to do badly? Yeah, it is actually. It is actually. Yeah, Captain Marvel. I don't think Captain Marvel 2 is going to do that well. Do you? I think the MCU is pretty much over. I mean, it'll do okay, but I just don't see movies making the money they used to make. So what was it? That the other films they paid he took out a more honest. Was it? He's putting his more honest opinion out there that is involvement in the franchise and how the studio handles character. Boyega said. What I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed aside. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. And you're 100% right. So, John, I hate to tell you this, but you're lower on the progressive stack than Daisy Ridley, right? You're lower on because she's a white woman. Okay, she's a white woman, and you know, white women are high. It's after the whole who was it? After Harvey Weinstein, the Harvey Weinstein thing that then got mutated into the Brett Kavanaugh thing. Like, that was weird. Women were higher up on the progressive stack. And, you know, Kathleen Kennedy has been very, very open about the Force being female. And she really wants to turn it into a girl's brand, which has failed horribly. I mean, really, here's the thing. I say this on every video about Star Wars. Star Wars works best when it's made for 8-year-old boys. Star Wars works best when it's made for 8-year-old boys. And, again, Boyega was just perfect casting. And they would have been fine with Rey as well, you know. But Star Wars works best when made for 8-year-old boys. When you make it for 8-year-old girls, it works badly because the 8-year-old boys aren't interested. Most normal males aren't interested. Anybody with actual masculinity, isn't interested. Now, some people will push aside their masculinity for a gender to be stunning and brave. But so you lose those people. You lose the men. and the girls aren't interested because they want My Little Pony, right? They want princesses. And they don't want space princesses, and they don't want space elected officials. They want princesses. Okay, that's just the way it is. Yeah, it's interesting actually. There's been like these real intense studies on this by toy companies and the difference between boys and girls play. Boys will make themselves a character. Boys will imagine that they are Han Solo, right? When they're playing out a character, they will imagine that they take on that persona. The girls do the absolute opposite. They imagine that Princess Leia is them, right? That's why for a female character to connect with its target audience as girls, they need to be kind of a blank canvas so the girls can imprint themselves on that character. Whereas in boy characters, you've got to have like very outstanding character traits so boys can imprint that upon themselves to be that person. That's why Harrison Ford really worked. Harrison really worked because he had that swagger. He had like a very, very noticeable stuff. And I think that's why John Boyega would have worked as well. John Boyega was, again, he has so much charisma, right? He has so much incredible charisma, which is just such a waste. It really was. Okay, so he goes on and says, fans noted that Finn was made up to be more disposable as time went on. At the first scene in The Last Jedi, the Force Awakens set up this fascinating character of a stormtrooper defecting from the First Order to help the Resistance, and not only defecting, like magically defecting. There seemed to be something happen when he had blood on his hands, like the Force awakened. That's what seemed to happen. And I think he was appeared to be a turnkey thing for the whole plot. No, he was just look, here's a very mediocre, very average-looking woman who looks like she swallowed a wasp. Let's have them be a love interest. Okay, listen. John Boyega. John Boyega can do a lot better. I can't even remember her name. Kelly Marie Tran is her name. I think that's it. Who was not bullied off social media, by the way. That's an entire one of the many incredible lies that have been going around. So the Force Awakens set this up. Set up this fan character. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, like where did he come from? He was a kid they kidnapped. Was he Lando's kid? There's so much stuff he wanted to know. Any significance about the decision from where he came from? And his continued relationship with Rey, which never really was given their due diligence. Do you remember in Rise of Sky? You probably don't remember the Rise of Skywalker, where just before he got onto the space horses on the wing of a Star Destroyer somehow. Just before he was doing that, he said, "Rey, I need to tell you something important," and she's like, "Catch you later." I'm assuming Disney Plus are going to put out like a 4 or 5 hour mini-series version of The Rise of Skywalker. But why? I can't listen, you got the footage, why not? Giving the due diligence. Boyega added, like you guys... Oh, where'd he go? Like you guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley. You knew what to do with Adam Driver. You knew what to do with all these people. But when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, you knew F4. That's pretty much so. I don't understand. Like the whole, every time I think about the Last Jedi, I go, every creative decision in that movie was wrong. Like every creative decision in what, who, what? So what did you want me to say? He says, what they want me to say is, I enjoy being part of it. It was a great experience. Nah. God, I love this guy. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver and all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest, Daisy knows this, Adam knows this, everybody knows this. I'm not exposing everyone. He's 100% correct. It's only like the weirdos who live in Hollywood. How much longer does it go? Oh, not much. It's only the weirdos that live in Hollywood that think it's any kind of weird secret. No, it's not. We know about it. Arseholes. Normally you should brush it off as a consequence of being a supporting player in Star Wars. No, he was supposed to be one of the central characters. Now, I thought he was the new Han Solo. You're supposed to see him. What's the game? Ray and Jason Isaacs. Well, not Jason Isaacs. Oscar Isaacs. But Finn is introduced as an important new main character along with Ray, Poe Dameron, Kylo Ren. So it's understandable why Boyega will be frustrated to see the two white leads of the franchise taken care of while his character was left out in the wind. Look, the bottom line is, I just think people who work in the entertainment industry are racist. I think they don't like black people. I just think, no, they don't like them. They see them as like lesser or something, you know. And I know they deny it to the blue, but I really do. Like whenever keep talking about representation, diversity and representation, which is just tokenism. The way they interpret it is tokenism. Like tokenism is not representation. Who they're representing when they do this representation is them. They're representing the granola eating, Twitterati Guardian reader who like walks around with their nose in the air, think they're better than everyone. That's the demographic they're representing because that's what they think black people would want to see. They think black people want to see either a soulful saint or a noble. A noble person suffering oppression, and if you can't be those two, you can be you can be the butt of a joke, which is exactly what happened to poor John Boyega's film. If you need any more evidence that there wasn't much attention paid by Boyega's character and the significance of being what should have been a proper black lead character in Star Wars, the actor says the hairdresser hired for his character had zero experience with a hair of black man. Oh man. John, I'm sorry. Okay, look, I just want you to know, this is just Hollywood. This is just the entertainment industry. Normal people, people like me, we just see you as a person. We're not looking at your damn color. Who cares? I mean, yes, you have a differing ethnic origin to me. So what? Who doesn't? You know, I just find that's a good thing. We just see you as I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry that you're embedded with a bunch of white people who are clearly racist, right? I'm sorry. I take accountability. What's that really cringe thing they put up? I take accountability. I take accountability for them. I'm sorry. They're vile. I hate them. Honestly, they couldn't hire a hairdresser who worked on a black man's hair before? What the hell is up with that? Okay, it sounds like it might have been a problem for Rise of Skywalker because Boyega noted when a black man grows out their hair, it's a very powerful thing culturally. It stands for something. But but no one seemed to understand that or care. I think you're 100% right. However, there's one part of the Star Wars that Boyega's defended, and that's J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams gets incredible loyalty from everybody he works with. You know, I mean, I think maybe he's just a nice guy. Maybe he seems very pleasant, decent, nice guy, right? I mean, he seems pretty nice. But I hear that about Chris Chibnall as well. He's supposed to be a really nice guy. All right, whatever, go figure. Fine. Though there has been a lot of complaints about how the director handled the end of the Skywalker saga when he came back to replace Colin Trevorrow, the director. As director, Boyega said the Boyega isn't having that at all. The actor said, "Everybody needs to leave my boy alone. He wasn't even supposed to come back and try and save your crap." Yeah, okay, absolutely. This seems to fall in line with Boyega's previously expressed feelings about how The Last Jedi was a bit iffy for him. All of us, mate, all of us. Mostly because it took all the characters, separated them out, and then gave them terrible things to do instead of keeping them together as a trio. Yeah, that subverted expectations. You know, expectation that they really subverted. We were expecting it to be good. Yeah, you really subverted that expectation. But that was just the beginning of Finn not having an integral role in the overall story, especially when it came to his relationship with Rey. Yeah, man, they blow that up. It's terrible. And it sounds like Boyega thinks Abrams did his best he could with what he was given. That's probably best he could have done is remake Episode 8. You know, that's really what he should have done. Even though I really didn't like where the direction where it went. I mean, on the whole template of it was that the Force was female. Like it was going to be Rey being trained by Carrie Fisher. after she learned how to fly like Superman out of when she's blown out of a capital ship for some reason. All these problems speak to the issues that Lucasfilm created by crafting each chapter of Star Wars trilogy individually. Yeah, that's just crazy. That was just crazy. What incredible, inefficiency, right? It's just crazy. Literally, as time went on, instead of sitting down with a plan of full 3 movie arc that could have, which we just assumed you were doing, shepherded by a single filmmaker, or one filmmaker that gives a crap about the other filmmaker in the series, right? Say what you want about the prequels, but at least they have a cohesive narrative that could be easy tracked the whole way through, and never felt like it was being made up willy-nilly as the fantasy continued. We're sorry that Boyega got caught up in this debacle and it didn't fulfill his dreams of being a Star Wars hero that he hoped it would be. Yeah, listen, I'm sorry as well. I'm genuinely sorry for you, mate. You seem like a really, really decent guy. I wish you nothing but success. I really do. I'd like to see, I'd like to see you be, get those roles that you want. Because, if anybody really deserves it, in Hollywood, just for being an honest, decent, nice guy, I think John Boyega deserves it. So there you go. John Boyega, just like one of us. My name is Sheila Bacon, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. Yeah!